Great. I see we're live. And just wait for a minute or two for people to join. I'm checking on QueerTech sneak peek how many people are there. Well, on a good note, I can see that it's streaming on social media, so that's good. Okay, I guess let's get started. Well, good afternoon, cuties. I am really excited for this new series talks that we're starting. It's called QT Connect Coffee Talk, and it's going to be about everything that's tech and queer. And you know, it's for those who don't know me, I am Naoufel. I am the co-founder of QueerTech. I'm also based in Montreal, and if you don't know me also, I'm queer and I work in tech. So one of the questions, we had is like, why another stream, podcast, live streams? There's so much content out there. Where if you remember, and especially for folks that are in Montreal, we used to do monthly events where we bring the community together. And really, our mission is always to strive to queer the tech ecosystem and also to help queer people to thrive in tech. And so we felt with COVID, putting a wrench in all our planning, we had to slow down a little bit, rethink our planning. And so we're ready to reconnect with the community. So who is this show for? And this is, our community out there. So either you're looking to get into tech and you are struggling to figure out where to start, this show will be great for you. If you are queer in tech and you want to advance your career, you want to get some advice from professionals, this is a great show. Also, if you are a queer entrepreneur who either want to launch your business or grow your business, this will be great. We will be having some amazing guests to come and share their experiences, either how they managed to get into tech or advance their career. So this live stream will be every other Thursday at noon. Yeah, really excited. So it'll be noon Eastern time, if you're wondering. We were thinking what type of activities to do, and I feel really excited that we are organizing this stream because I really miss connecting with our community. I loved our monthly events and seeing everyone coming together. And COVID have really put us at home. And so we all have that need that we want to connect. Like millions of us since COVID started, millions of us have been staying at home. And I'm an extrovert who really likes to connect with happy. So that side of me was not very happy. I also, there is just, I learned to adjust like everyone else, right? We stayed home, we were trying to comply with all the rules and make sure that we stop this virus from spreading. But we also, we miss and we look for connections. And so this is an opportunity for me and for our community to reconnect. So I'm really excited to host this event. I feel so feel free to share this event with anyone who's queer and looking to get into tech, for people who want to advance their career, for entrepreneurs out there. Help us spread the words and really help queer the tech ecosystem. Like our goal here and my hope is that if we are able to help our queer folks to get tech jobs. You know, a lot of us have been, or a lot of queer folks have been really impacted by COVID-19. EGAL have it's a nonprofit organization that help LGBTQ people. Have released a report that says 53% of LGBTQ people have either had their hours reduced from work or they've lost their jobs, which is huge for the community. So this is really great. I'm hoping that we will be able to help you get a job, help you advance your career, and help you also inspire you and help you launch your business. If you have any questions, if you're looking for a job, you can always go to QueerTech.org, the contact us page, and send us a note. We'll be happy to hear from you. Yeah. Great. So you are wondering who is our guest on this first talk. Well, I am really excited to be introducing my guest. He's also my co-founder. Andy Saldana will be joining us. He is based in New York City and will be talking to us today about what we've been up to in QueerTech and some of the plans we have for 2021. Hi, Andy. How's it going?
Good. Sorry, I lost audio for a moment. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. I am looking for what are all the technical challenges we're going to get on this first stream. So I know, don't leave me alone.
I'm back. I promise. Always technical difficulties, but it's all right. No, I'm doing well. Just here in New York, trying to survive, and thank goodness there was a loud truck going by just right before we started, and beeping and honking its horn, and I was like, oh, that's all I need during a broadcast is to have that crazy sound, but it would be super New York sounds, right?
I mean, we can't mute New York City. Also, it's the beauty of working from home, right? You lose internet, a truck passed by. It's just being stuck at home and working from home. So, and so, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm doing well. It's been a crazy couple of months, the same as everybody. And couple of months, right? Like we're going into month 10, already 9 of all of this craziness, and it's always stressful. But I have to say, I am, I know that, my goal is to move to Montreal and be there with you as soon as possible. But I have to say that being in New York during this time has been really quite interesting. It's showed me again the resilience of a city, of this amazing city, and getting hit hard at the very beginning of the pandemic. Unfortunately, we did lose a few of our friends to the pandemic, but on the other side of that is it really showed the connection and strength of the community, especially the queer community, and just helping everybody, helping each other, and pushing forward to creating the new New York, right? So it's been really interesting to see how that evolution has happened.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your friends. And it's definitely a very hard time for everyone. I know, like in Canada, our cases are so much lower, and the government has been very hard that lock us in. But when you think about it, that's what they're trying to prevent, right? I saw a quote yesterday, and it really hit me. I was just like scrolling on Instagram, and it says, "We isolate now, so when we gather again, no one is missing." And I was just like, that's everyone that should remember that, right? Like I know we all want to go to the gym and work out and see our friends and go to restaurants, but the price for some people to pay is really high, and I think that's what we need to keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And the concentration of people here in New York City, I think, is really what created that critical situation in the past. And then the queer community here in New York, I mean, we gather a lot, right? Like we gather a whole lot, and it's very transient. And so I think all of those factors impacted kind of how hard hit the queer community was here in New York. But again, that's we're on the other side of it. The management of the city and the reaction of the state really helped bring us to where we're at. And now, I ate at a restaurant for the first time a couple weeks ago, and sat inside, and I didn't feel as scared as you would think you would, but it was, it was great to connect and have a great time. Also, we have some people joining, so a couple of hellos and well wishes from Laura and John Paul and Ashley. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're excited to give you this first episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start thinking. So you remember 2020? We around this time last year, we were all excited for 2020, and we planned, and we had so many things going on. We launched our plan in January, and wow, March came in, and it just COVID-19 threw a wrench at that plan and shattered it. I mean, like everywhere and everyone, right? The world came to a halt, and we were trying to figure out what does this mean for us as individuals, for the companies we work at, for the community, and so our programming just got shambled, right? And so we had to really go back and look at, well, what did we plan? Like all these events we were planning to grow the community, we were planning to launch programs, but our partners were like, wait a minute, we need to stop everything because budgets are getting cut and halted, and everyone had to figure out how to work from home. And so, and so I was proud how we picked ourselves together, even all the emotional distress also we were going through and trying to figure out how to live with this. We start to think, well, what do we need to do? And so talk to us a little bit. I mean, you ran some of our programs, so share with us what we did.
Yeah, I think first of all, I want to say that the beginning of the pandemic was crazy and unknown. There were so many unknowns for everybody. But what I was really excited about being part of the QueerTech community, both in New York and in Montreal, was just how quickly we were able to facilitate changes in the way that we deliver programs, and we sent out a survey right at the beginning. We sent it out to as many of you as possible. We got some responses saying, and from it, not surprisingly at all, but this feeling of isolation was very much a big piece of what people were feeling, of not knowing of different types of things, and so I think we lost Naoufel, but we'll get him back in just a second. And so we sent out the survey. We got responses back, and then we quickly had an amazing group of volunteers step up to help facilitate some of the conversations. And so a big thank you to Mazdak, part of our volunteer team, who stepped up and started figuring out how to help with some mental health and well-being guidance and some meditation guidance. And we created a program called Cutie Cares, where we did some workout sessions and some yoga sessions and Zumba sessions and meditation sessions. And it was really great to see many of you just join and participate in some of that. So thank you to everybody who put that together. And then, as part of that, Naoufel put together an amazing webinar about government funding during that time. That was really interesting. And I know the video is still up on YouTube, but can you talk a little bit about that, Naoufel?
Yeah, so it feels like ages ago. So one of the things, I mean, when everyone was ordered to work from home and everything was shut down, and the first thing that we start seeing is people are becoming very anxious and nervous about their income, right? The first thing is, not everyone is privileged and has savings, and some people work from day to day and from paycheck to paycheck. So we start to see a lot of our communities being very nervous and trying to figure out what that means for them. Are they going to lose their jobs? And so we decided that the first thing is, hey, we know that there was so much coming at us from the government, provincial government, municipal government, federal government. And so everyone just hear about, like, there's grants, there's CERB, there is money coming in, but like no one knows where to start. So it was really excited. Carlos and Amanda have joined us for that webinar, and they were very helpful at walking the community through what are the different opportunities that are available to people and how they can apply to it. And so that was really good time and a good start to kind of say, okay, let's start focus on seeing what the community needs and help them.
Yeah, it was really phenomenal. We put the link to the QueerTech YouTube channel there as well. So I know that webinar is there, as well as a few other of our past programs. So feel free to check that out. YouTube, this is a little nice rebranded link. So make sure that you check out some of our past videos and some of the videos from all of our past events, just if you need that feeling of being in person again, you know?
I do go and watch some of them sometimes because I'm like, oh, I miss all the people.
I do it too. I do it too. It's all really great stuff. But that really took us to May, and then in May, thanks to our amazing volunteer Hector Orozco, he wanted to do a fundraiser to support the community, support QueerTech. You know, again, a lot of our funding got cut, and so we were trying to figure out how to keep things moving and make sure that we were producing programs and activities for our community. And he stepped up and he was like, you know, I know we have some drag performers who need some gigs, and he managed this amazing fundraiser for us. It was phenomenal, and we did it via Twitch TV. Laura from the board, you know, emceed the event. It was really phenomenal. It was such a great thing, and we were able to fundraise some money for the drag performers, as well as for the organization. And it was really, you know, it was one of my favorite things that we did during that first piece of COVID, and a lot of fun. I know that you had fun, Naoufel.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was just, I was worried that doing something online again, you know, everyone has a Zoom fatigue. And even back then, by May, I mean, we were starting to get tired of this video conferencing and so, but it was really nice. It was just nice to sit down on the couch and see people that familiar, and see all this artists performing. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that brings us to our big event that we do every year, Pride Hacks.
Yeah.
And we were really nervous as to like what we were going to do for Pride Hacks this year. Were we going to do it virtually? We didn't know if we were going to be able to do it in person. But we started, we started planning in, I would say, probably April, May timeframe, and with the goal of August as being the date. And every week it was like, are we going to do it in person? Are we not? Are we going to be able to do it in person or not? And then I love to come to Montreal for Pride every year, and I was crossing my fingers that things would quiet down and that I could get on a plane and get to Montreal by then. But as we all know, that did not happen. And we decided to move it to a virtual scenario. And we had, again, two amazing volunteers that stepped up to the plate and helped us really put that together. So shout out to Diego Fernandez and Kate Stapleton. They were our lead volunteers this year for Pride Hacks. And Kate really did a fantastic job of designing and implementing a digital experience for that event. And it was a really great success. We had, over 40 participants come and participate in the 2 days of the hackathon. And we had over 130 people sign up total. So out of that, for 40 people to spend their Friday evening and Saturday all day with us was phenomenal. It was so great. And we contributed more than 500 hours of volunteer hours to deliver the solutions for 8 different nonprofits. And for the first time, we had nonprofits in Toronto as well. So it's great to see how that we were able to cross geographies across Canada to help support nonprofits that were not just in Montreal. And then we delivered 9 projects. It was really, really phenomenal to see all 9 of those projects get through implementation. It was, from my experience, I got to really lead a lot of it with Kate. And being in New York, I don't really get to be that hands-on with some of the programs. And so it was the first time that I really got to feel part of the Montreal tech ecosystem as well, and help bring some of the New York tech ecosystem, as well as, and we had participants from Brazil and Eastern Europe and across Canada. So it was really great to see how this digital platform really allowed us to explore a virtual event and provide really fantastic to support. I know that you wanted to give I'm going to let you talk about the partners that helped us with that and how amazing they were.
I actually, I was like thinking, Pride Hacks feels so long, but in May, June, I remember being like, what do we do? Like, do this event? Like, it was still, there was like this glimpse of hope that maybe it will be in person, but we were pretty sure it's not going to happen. So I remember, trying to evaluate what we do. And during that time, we got about 3 or 4 requests from nonprofit partners, but also new nonprofits that were inquiring about Pride Hacks. And I think that was really great, because I was like, well, if there are nonprofits that need help, this is really good reason for us to, get the community together and do it. And the next question was like, well, we're gonna need, license systems. We need to do some promo. We need to pay a designer. So there's like all these costs that are associated with this doing events, even if it's virtual. We still need it. And so, I was like, well, why don't we turn and just ask some of our partners? I know a lot of people's budget was cut, was put into a halt, and it was amazing to see some of the partners come in to the support. Definitely a big thank you to Unity Technologies. They were ready to be our presenter for the events and really support us. And so that was really motivating and exciting for us, right? To see that they are behind the event. I also really want to thank VanHack, have been a partner with us since the beginning of the year. And so it was really great to see that they are continuing to support QueerTech. Fierté Montréal is another organization that we partner with every year, and they were also supportive of us and give us a small grants to help run the event. Another partner we have, Paysafe, is a new partner that we worked with this year that was really great to see connecting with. And Breed Life also is another partner, Element AI, Local Logic, and Moka.ai. These are all great partners. So thank you so much for that support. These are great also example of companies that are in Montreal that really are supporting diversity and really looking to build their brand with our community and attract different queer people to work there. So definitely check them out.
Yeah, it was really phenomenal. And the nonprofits that we helped ACCM, Center for Gender Advocacy, Council, LGBT. My French is horrible. I'm working on it. Dignity Network, Fondation Emergence, Interline, and Sherborne Health. They were all really great partners to work with. Really fantastic, partners all the way around. It was a really fantastic event, and I'm so glad that we did it this year, and that we pushed forward, especially during this time, and especially as a lot of nonprofits are struggling with their own budgets, with their own needs, and technology needs. So we're looking at how we can expand upon Pride Hacks in the future, and it's a big pillar of who we are as an organization. We're going to continue forward with it, and we're dependent on the volunteers in the ecosystem, and it was really phenomenal to see 130 people express interest, and 40 of those 130 people actually come and donate their time. It was phenomenal, and continue to engage with some of those partners. So thank you so much. I want to send a special thank you to Julian. Julian was an amazing project manager as well. I see that you're watching. Hi, Julian. It was really great to see, to have you as part of the team again this year.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you noticed, my StreamYard keep dropping and I come back. So it's good that you keep talking and then
We'll keep it going.
I love it. Great. Yeah. So, that was like a really great thing to work on during June, July, August. And so, after August, usually we start thinking about 2021, right? We start to think, okay, well, how do we get ready for next year? What program we want to do? What type of event? And so, tell us a little bit, because I know we went a little bit in planning. And so what happened after Pride Hacks?
Yeah, so we got a really fantastic opportunity. And so I don't know how many of you know this, but the organization is completely volunteer run. And so Naoufel and I started it. We are, the co-founders of the organization, and we are only doing it in our spare time. So it's always difficult to do the planning and the growth piece of it, right? Like, how do we make it bigger? How do we make a bigger impact? How do we provide the best value for the community? And we were asking all of these questions right in the August timeframe. And right as that was happening, we got an amazing opportunity with Tandem Launch to be part of a social entrepreneurship accelerator program. And so in September, we really focused on that program and had a lot of fun doing that piece. Do you want to talk about what that was like for you?
I love that you say it was a great opportunity for us because because we're volunteer run, I feel like a lot of time we're very reactive, right? We really do events. People ask us for partnership and we're like, let's do it. And so we continue to do our events. But, we existed in Montreal for 4 years, but really as an organization, as a nonprofit, we've only been around for 2 years. So we're very young. And since we're volunteer run, this was a really good opportunity for us to take a moment and think about what is the vision that really we're going after and how do we want to be helping queer people, right? There is so many ways and there are so many organizations, amazing organizations that are providing support. And for us, it was really good to take that break and start thinking, well, who are the group of people that we want to help? How do we want to help them? What is the problem that we're trying to solve? So that was really good month of the month of September, speaking on that reflection. And I remember it was a little bit harder than we even expected, right? Because it was like, oh my God, like one thing that we looked at was like, oh, there is no data for us to even make this decision. And we start to explore that, right?
Yeah, I think there was the point where I was like, oh, we've already answered all these questions and we know what we're doing. And then we started doing the exercises and we're like, oh my gosh, we don't know what we're doing. Don't tell anybody. We don't know what we're doing. No. And part of the program is actually looking at all the research that exists around the problem area that you're trying to solve. And as we were going through the research, we know that there's a problem and a disconnect between the disparity of LGBTQ in tech and versus the general population in tech. And so but we couldn't quantify it. We couldn't find the numbers to say, well, what is our target? How do we what is the goal for QueerTech to accomplish? When will we as an organization find success? And as a nonprofit, that's really important to know, like what is our mission driving toward? And, at what point can we close the doors because we've achieved that mission, right? And so it was really surprising just combing through all of this research that has been done in both the US and Canada and worldwide, and seeing that there's such a lack of data specifically around the queer community and the rest of the population. And that's regardless of, that's across all industry verticals. It's across all kind of aspects of living. There's just this weird cloud that doesn't allow people to see how much what a lack of data there is, and seeing all of it. It was one of my favorite reports that we looked at was this report that was looking at reports. So it was analyzing all of these different research reports and saying, basically picking out different pieces of identifying why there were these gaps in this data. And I know that you and I keep going back to that as kind of this touchstone to be like, oh my gosh. And across all the different reports, it was one of the most surprising statistics that we found was that like 40 to 60% as recent as 2018 are still in the closet at work. Like they're still afraid to bring their authentic self to work and the workplace. And, what does that mean? And you can tell I'm not afraid, right? Like, but I have to remember, like when I started my career, I was very not this person. Yeah. It's taken me 20 years to get to this point, so it's really, as surprising as it is, it's not surprising that data doesn't exist. What was the most surprising thing for you, Naoufel?
I mean, that statistic is always baffling me because I'm like, we are in Canada, right? Again, and my history is like I grew up in Morocco, I moved to the West, and like that perception was like, these are countries that are like so open and people are who they are. But you start to look into the communities in a country like Canada that's really in the forefront of human rights, queer rights, and yet we still look at people are still afraid to be out at work. And I think those are really statistics. The other one that was interesting is like we couldn't even find other data points, right? We were trying to understand, well, how many LGBTQ queer people are in tech, right? How many of them are in leadership positions? So there was so many questions that we were opening, and so I think that was really great learning to kind of start thinking about 2021 and what we wanted to do. And you know, like I'm really happy that also, like every year we do so much, and I think events are wonderful and it's very exciting to do them. But I also think a lot about impact, and I think it comes really down for me is like how many queer people got a job in tech, right? If we wake up every day and we find that one or two people got a job, and in the future hundreds of them are getting jobs in tech, I think we will be very happy that we've reached and fulfilled that mission. And so so it was good to take that step back also during the program, right, and look at our what do we want to focus on. And so, you know, two things that I'm very happy we came up with. One was like really looking at, well, we get requests from people every time, you know, like in different cities about wanted to launch QueerTech and want to do QueerTech. And I think this is going to be really great. 2021 year will be really great because we want to focus on growing the community, right? I think we want to see more and more queer people joining QueerTech and joining tech in different cities, and also really continue to grow the program. So I think those are really going to be exciting measures to look at, and key things that came up right from a lot of the research that we want to do.
Yeah, I think so as well. And we've been talking about scaling QueerTech across Canada, and we were thinking about how to do that for in-person events. And then being in this virtual environment is you know, a little bit of a blessing in disguise, and has allowed us to experiment with different things. So we're putting a plan together to spread the QueerTech mission across Canada, and continue to queer the tech ecosystem across Canada. And we've been talking to some amazing partners. And we've identified a few cities that we're looking towards, and Toronto being one, Vancouver being another, and then you know, then there's Calgary and Halifax and Ottawa. So you know, I think there's 7 in total cities that we're looking to connect with in the next year, and next year or two, depending on how quickly we can do it. But it's all part of this plan to continue to answer the requests that we're getting inbound for people to participate in the QueerTech programs as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, like we hear a lot of people say, well, don't let a pandemic go to waste. I think this was one of the things, I think a silver lining for us is, before we used to be bound by location, right? Because we do these physical events and people have to come to the event. And so it's great that we are able to grow the organization virtually. So this is really a silver lining that we are learning from this pandemic, is that why don't we grow the community? I mean, anyone can just sit in front of their laptop and join these conversations and feel inspired and feel supported also to get a tech job. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And so if you are listening and you are from any of the cities we mentioned, Toronto is going to be a big one for us. Ottawa, it's close by, but also I know that there is a few queers that reached out to us in the past and want to join. Again, Calgary, Halifax, Quebec City, and Vancouver. These are all cities that we are looking for people who would like to join us, be part of the leadership team, be part of the volunteer team. So feel free to send us a note. Again, queertech.org, contact us and leave us a note there, and we'll connect with you. So that was exciting, right? We're like, okay, great, let's grow the community. But another piece of it, the way we do that is also our program is, well, we want to grow the community because we want more to support more and more people. And so if you remember from the past, we have really 2 big programs that we're focusing on. There's a third one that we want to launch, but our big focus has been, you know, Pride Hacks and Careers. So Andy, do you want to tell us a little bit in terms of careers, what are some of the stuff that our members and people, queer people across Canada should expect?
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to the pandemic, we were really concentrating on this careers program and really building it out to be a comprehensive program where people who are looking to get into tech, people who are in tech and looking for tech jobs, or people who are in tech and looking for leadership roles could come and be a mentor or mentee could find those jobs, could participate in career fairs, and whatnot. And those were all designed to be in person. And so over the last couple of months, we've really taken a step back, trying to figure out like what are the most important parts that people are asking for now. And Naoufel mentioned that IGAL study that said that COVID has been hitting the community particularly hard during this time, with so many people out of work or getting less hours. And so we decided that to start our focus for the careers piece in 2021 is really launching a really great job platform. So we've been looking at ways that we can do that. We started posting a lot of our partners' jobs on our website. So definitely check out the jobs that are there right now, QueerTech.org. But we're taking that one step further and going to be opening it up to a lot of our partners in the community across Canada, and making it a simpler and an essential place for people to come and find those jobs. So we encourage you to stay connected to the careers program, not only for the job posting, but just a lot of the activities that we're going to be launching in the next year. And a part of that is a virtual job fair. So we're really excited. We started the planning already. We're at really early stages, but we're still targeting the dates. But in the spring of 2021, we are going to be doing a pan-Canadian virtual job fair. And we hope everybody can help bring this to fruition and help us get it taken care of. So if you want to volunteer on a very specific project and career fairs sound like something you want to help with, reach out to us at the Contact Us page, and we're always happy to connect with you. So that's really exciting. So those are the first two parts of the careers program that we're going to be implementing in 2021, and we're trying to be very methodical about it and make sure that what we deliver is really quality. So we definitely want to hear your feedback on it once we launch. Stay connected, and I'm going to put up a link to our newsletter that's specific for careers, and not newsletter, but the news. So as we start building and launching these programs, sign up here and you'll be notified of all the activities that we have available. And I'm just really excited about this program. I think it's we're starting in a very deliberate way, and we're excited to see where it goes. And then as far as, so that's the careers program, really phenomenal. And then for Pride Hacks, we're still a little bit, the unknowns are there as to how we're going to make Pride Hacks happen in 2021. But as we scale across Canada, we're going to be looking at potentially doing an in-person Pride Hacks event in June in Toronto, and then the in-person event here in Montreal in August. As part of it, we're fingers crossed. If that doesn't happen because of the pandemic and we have to go virtual, we will definitely go virtual again, and we will make it happen. But we'll make sure that it's even bigger and better than what we did this year.
Absolutely, I'm really excited, and I think we see more and more the relevance of Pride Hacks in supporting LGBTQ nonprofits or nonprofits that serve the LGBTQ community across Canada. I think we know that that's the foundation, right, for us. Like Pride Hacks is so important for QueerTech because our community, we know that there is different issues that the community faces, and these nonprofits are there to support them. And so we want to build capacity, especially technology capacity for this organization, so we can help more, serve more the community and also empower them. So
well, what I loved about the Pride Hacks this year, that I don't think I've noticed in past years, because I'm just going from room to room and not really getting to see the teams working together, is the skill building that's happening there. So it's not just to give back. It's not just that you're helping these nonprofits. You're also helping yourself, right? You're learning as part of those teams, and it's a great opportunity to continue to build your skills, to hone your skills, especially try something that you haven't tried before, and make that happen. So I'm fallen even more in love with our Pride Hacks program, and I can't wait to see what we deliver in 2021. We definitely need your help, so definitely reach out to us if you want to volunteer in any capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's exciting because there is a few other things, and I always feel like, oh my God, we're doing so much. But one of the things that's really key to us is continue to grow the community, but also connect the community. And so, QT Connect is a program that I really love because it really lives at the heart of the mission of connecting the community, inspiring people. So I know we're doing these streams that will be every other Thursday. We'll be bringing you guests that can, not only share their experience, but also, we all look for a little inspiration during this time, and we all want to feel motivated and connected to the community. So we're going to continue doing that through 2021. We also did, QT Care is something that we've done during the beginning of this pandemic. I think we want to continue doing that. MASDAC have done an amazing job helping with meditation session. We've done fitness. So if you are interested to also help with QT Care, either leading meditation session or sharing anything, this is a great way to help us. So, one question kind of lead us is, how can you help, right? So a lot of these questions. So Andy, can you tell us a little bit, how can people help QueerTech?
Yeah, so there's a number of ways that we can that people can help. One is introductions to your companies. If you work at a large company and they're looking to support the queer community, we need funders. So definitely connect us to your employers and get them excited about everything that we're doing. And the second way is to volunteer yourself. I keep saying that we're still a volunteer organization. We need some great leaders in the community that want to help get this organization, spread the word of this organization, and encourage and build all the programs that we're looking to implement. Naoufel and I are doing a lot, and we need help to do even more. So, those volunteers specifically, we're looking for people who are experts in communication, content managers, people who can help with translation, and then anybody who wants us to be a program leader, who wants to help be a leader for either one of the cities that we're looking at moving forward to, or the careers program or the Pride Hacks program as well. So we need as much input as possible, and that's where the volunteers come in.
Yeah, absolutely. And just something to say about volunteering, it's a wonderful opportunity. We love having people support, but also this is a great opportunity for you if you want to be connecting with different guests that we will be bringing. You want to be connecting with organization, learning how to organize an event. So really, we want to also make sure that you get something tangible out of supporting us. So feel free to come and tell us, and we're here to help, right? If we can help you with project management, so you can get a job as a project manager in a startup, this is a great place to come and learn. Also, I know not everyone has time to dedicate for volunteering. So if you can't give us time, you can always share our content. It means a lot to us, and you will help us grow the community. Or you can also donate money. So if you go to queertech.org/support, I know you think that, oh, I don't have much, but even $10 go a long way, right? We can pay StreamYard every month. We can nation builder. So there is a lot of we have an accountant. So few things, and our goal for, especially next year, we want to have freelancers that come and help us with content and stuff like that. We really want to hire the community to support the community. So any donation will be very helpful. So this is bring us towards the end of our conversation, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our next session. But before that, thank you, Andy, for joining us and sharing all the work, and thank you for all the time that you give to QueerTech.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been such a wonderful experience. The QueerTech is changing my life personally, and I really am so honored to be a part of the community, to help be building this community in Canada, and in New York as well. We have a really fantastic group of queer techies in New York, and it's just such a pleasure. It makes me so happy when I get to do the work on QueerTech, and when I get to see a lot of our community come together. I knew that it's been a problem. Some of the demographics and data and pieces like that. I know we're going to be doing some research projects in the next couple of months to help solve for that. But it's every time we look at those numbers, it just makes me realize how much an organization like this is needed, and the value that we can provide. We want to make sure that we are the advocates for everybody across the LGBTQ spectrum. So please reach out to us. We need more representation, more leaders, all of it. We're looking for your help, and thank you, Naoufel, for all the work that you do.
Representation and visibility matters. So we want more queer in tech. So before we let you go, and thank you again for joining, our next live stream will be on November 12th. I am really excited for this speaker because if you are in Montreal, you probably know them, but if you're not, it's our, Montreal premier deadbeat daddy. It's Charlie DeVille. I know some of you are really excited. And if you live in Montreal, you probably have seen Charlie perform. He's a title snatcher, as we say, and he really put drag king back on the map. And I know your next question is like, why the hell are you having a drag king on this show? Well, if you didn't know this, and this is very little known, it's a big fact for us, is that Charlie works as a front-end web developer. Yes, it's a front-end web developers, and it's going to be really great to have Charlie on here to share his experience of how he got into tech, the challenges he faced, and also some advice on how you can get onto tech and advance your career here. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. And we are very excited to see you next time. If you have any feedback, this is our first stream. So if you have any feedback, if you have suggestions for guests that we should have, if you think you should be on this show, please email me or email Andy. We'd love to hear from you. And until then, please take care, be safe, and if you need anything, we're here to support. Thank you.
Thank you.